Hi everyone, Pablo here. Just wanted to introduce our first online competition. This is a game development competition with Phaser that starts now and will go all the way until the 30th of July 2017, of course. So, what is this competition about? Well, it consists of creating a Phaser game, so a game using the Phaser library. The topic of the game is entirely free. It needs to work both on desktop computers and touchscreen based devices like phones or tablets. So on the site here, you can find all the specifics of the competition. And what I'm going to do is just go through the main aspects of this competition. So price wise, there's going to be a first place that will receive $1,800 worth of online courses. So it's a big bundle of content that includes our Python mini degree, our VR course, a complete game programming package that includes material on Phaser and Unity, on 3D modeling, pixel art, and also our big Phaser course. The winner will also get $200 in cash, which will pay via PayPal. And on top of that, we will send your personal URL or your LinkedIn or whatever you want us to send to all of our mailing list. So that will be shared with over 70,000 developers. So if you're looking for a contract work or anything like that, this will be a very good opportunity. We're also going to have second and third places. Those games will also going to be featured, and those people are only going to get the content. They're not going to get the cash reward. All the submissions will get featured on an article here in the Game Dev Academy, our blog. So now what about the game itself? The game needs to be built with Phaser. It can't include any external libraries. It can't include assets or files loaded from elsewhere on the web. So everything needs to be local. The size of the game is specified here. We want you to use the show all option on Phaser when you are scaling your game. And the maximum size of the game needs to be 500 kilobytes, but that's not including the Phaser library itself, which is around 800 kilobytes, I believe. So the 500 kilobytes is all of the assets, all of the code, and it is not zipped. So there are other competitions such as the JS13K where you submit a zip file. Well, in here you're not submitting a zip file. This total is for the unzipped project. There are easier ways to reduce the size of images using GIMP, for example. So you should be fine with that. This is a simple game. It's a very minimalistic, simple casual game or any genre you want, but it's simple. It's not going to be a fully fledged game. So there are more details here. The game needs to be open source, and also the assets. Because this is a game programming or game development competition, it's not a game artwork competition. We want everyone to have to be on the same level when it comes to assets. So you have to use assets from any of the sources that are pointed out here. So you've got the Kenny open source public domain assets, which are fantastic, and please do support them on their Patreon page. We do it at Zenva because we love their work. Then you can use assets from Open Game Art, but in here they need to be public domain, which is the same as CC0, Creative Commons 0 license. So let me show you what that means. If we go here and browse, we can separate here by license, and a lot of these licenses actually they require attribution or they might not allow commercial usage. So we are interested in public domain licenses, which is a CC0 or GPL licenses. So make sure that those are the licenses that the game asset has. And when you submit the game, you have to submit the links of the assets so we can check that on our end. When it comes to audio files, you can find files in freesound.org. And again, we can only accept files that have Creative Commons 0 or public domain licenses. But you can make minor modifications to the assets, whether it's the sound or the images. For example, if you get a big sound, you can obviously cut a chunk of that sound, or you can reduce the sample size. Or when it comes to images, say you get an image that is a sprite sheet and you want to take just one of those images, you can of course cut one image, or you can reduce the size of an image or increase the size of an image or make like some really minor tweaks. That's fine. Now the judging criteria, the Zenva team are going to pick our favorite games, and we're kind of going to agree on which games should be the winner and why. The criteria that we'll consider is, well, it needs to be fun to play, engaging. It needs to have some degree of polishment, so it can be very simple, but if it has like like, I don't know, assets that are not like poorly scaled and they look all blurry, or like small details are going to matter for us. Absence of bugs, like as in, is the game going to crash, or like if I move the player to the edge of the screen, is the game going to stop? Just small details, like basically needs to be playable and not crash, and it needs to work both on the desktop computer and on a mobile phone. So I'd recommend keeping the input very simple, as in it can be just like maybe even one input event, or if you're going to use like the arrow keys, the cursor keys on your keyboard, then make sure to have an on-screen keyboard as well on the mobile, so that people on the mobile can play. So when you're done with your game, there is a submission form where you can enter your game entry. So this you write your name, a few things, and the game needs to be shared on a public GitHub repository. And then we're just reminding people about the other stuff. And also by submitting a game, you obviously have to authorize us to, feature your game, feature your name, and so that is part of the form as well. So that's it. If you have any questions about the competition, we are not responding to private questions. All the questions need to be public, and they need to be made here on the competition page. So if you scroll down, there's already one question. So all the questions need to go in here. And so please don't open support tickets or contact us via social media, because we can't really, our answer is going to be that for you to ask them there, so that it's fair for everyone. All right, so that's our competition, and we really look forward to check out the games and cool stuff that you are going to be making. So I look forward to playing your games.